Trigger warning, ladies and gentlemen. I was wondering why Ilhan Omar has been trending since the passing of Charlie Kirk. And boy, I just ran into a video. Even CNN's Caitlin Collin was disturbed to hear this. Now, this video is coming from Dave Rubin. Shout out to him for posting this. But this is so disturbing of how truly evil she is. And then I also got to play a clip and some news about her and the deportation that Trump is pushing for and why he is pushing for this deportation of Ilhan Omar. Should she be deported? There have been claims that she is an agent, that she has done some very vile things on behalf of another country. She claims that she was stolen from that country and brought here. There are so many different things happening, moving pieces with Ilhan Omar. And as a Christian, I got to tell you, this is some wild stuff. Take a listen.
I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind.
One of the people who did not vote for it is a woman who married her brother. Her name's Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. And here she is talking to Caitlin Collins on CNN, where she refuses to not only apologize about some of her comments for Charlie, she then says something that is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard on CNN, which that's we should send this woman a cake or something.
I just think it was the video where it called him Dr. Frankenstein and said his monster shot him through the neck. I mean, obviously this is a person, and looking at this is someone who was a husband and a father, and in the days after his shocking death, that happened as a result of his views, or it happened as a result as he was sharing his views publicly with people, that people found it jarring to hear such criticism of that in the immediate aftermath of
what I find.
Wait. Before she even responds to this, isn't it weird how Caitlin Collins is like playing the conservative role here? Or she's playing the, unradicalized liberal role, even though we know that she has been a major problem for a long time. But Ilhan Omar is so radicalized that she's making Caitlin Collins of CNN seem normal by asking her, hey, you don't think you should take back some of the words that you have said on behalf and against Charlie Kirk since he passed, because he did have a family and you are a politician and you should be, at least paying some type of respects on that behalf to bring things down. But let's see what she has to say, because I think this is where she gets very nasty.
A husband and a father, and in the days after his shocking death, that happened as a result of his views, or it happened as a result as he was sharing his views publicly with people, that people found it jarring to hear such criticism of that in the immediate aftermath of
what I find jarring is that there's so many people willing to excuse the most reprehensible things that he said, that they agree with that they're willing to have monuments for him, that they want to create a day to honor him, and that they want to produce resolutions in the House of Congress honoring his life and legacy. It is one thing to care about his life, because obviously so many people loved him, including his children and wife. But I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the dustbin of history, and we should hope.
Wow, look at the face of Caitlin Collins. She just said the dustbin of history. Look at Caitlin Collins' face. They're about to rush off air. They can't. This is just not making anything better for Democrats. It's making things so much worse.
And we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
I'm actually somewhat speechless. And in honor of Charlie, I'm not going to say the couple words that are popping into my brain right now about her. Because although Trump might be willing to do that and hate his opponents, I'm going to honor you today, Charlie, and just try to take the nicer route. To say that Charlie should be, and Charlie's ideas should be in the dustbin of history is that's evil. I don't know what to say beyond that. Now, on our side, we don't believe in violence, and we don't need to qualify it when we say that, because it's baked into the code of being an American, that we can accept that people who think differently live in this country. We can accept it. They seem unable to be. Whether she should be living in this country due to her marrying her brother, we'll have more on that in just a second. But we don't believe in violence. They do. And that first off, you know what? She said that that Charlie, in essence, was killed by his own Frankenstein monster. The idea that he helped soil the ground so that this kid, this monster who killed him, like it's basically his fault. That's the story of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, right? And it's like, no, lady, you did it. You and the progressives who have confused a generation about their gender identity and radicalized them into all sorts of crazy political positions and hating themselves and hating the country. You are Dr. Frankenstein in this situation, not Charlie. Charlie was trying to undo the damage that you guys did. So again, she just needs a mirror, but we know they're never going to have it. And then the dustbin of history thing, you're going to end up in the dustbin of history, right? The dustbin of history is people that were here for a little bit that actually are largely irrelevant, that shouldn't have ever had any of the influence that they had. And that's you, Ilhan. That is not Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is bigger and stronger today than when he was alive. So congratulations.
Wow. Shout out to Dave Rubin. He made that video, and I thought that was a very important video for me to react to because I just thought that was wild. Here is President Trump, kind of speaking about this because, again, some of the words here just in while aboard Air Force One, President Trump calls for Ilhan Omar to be expelled from Congress after she glorified Charlie Kirk's assassination. Here's what President Trump had to say about that.
I think she should be impeached. I think she's terrible. Is she originally from Somalia? Yes, sir. So how are they doing it? How's their government? Do they have a president? Do they have a council? Do they have anything? Do they have police? I love these people that come from a place with nothing, no anything, and then they tell us how to run our country. No, I think if she got censured, that's great. If she got impeached, that's even better. They impeached me twice for nothing. And they impeached me knowing the Republicans are on my side, so they knew it was just that they impeached me. She should be impeached, and it should happen fast.
Wow. So he is calling for her impeachment. Here he is today, basically saying that Jasmine Crockett is a low IQ person. Speaking of Jasmine Crockett, and then he starts to speak about her and Ilhan Omar at the same time.
Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson. Between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want.
Wow. Wow. Here we go. So we got some more news here on X. Speaking of Ilhan Omar.
I'm going to try and get this in under a minute. Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar is the Somali refugee. The reason why she was a refugee from her country is because while she was in her country, it was her family that was the ruling family. And they were so brutal that the Somali people rose up and threw them out of power. And that's how she ended up a refugee from her country. Okay, so then the government in the United States groups all these thousands and thousands and thousands of Somalis in one place over in Minnesota. Okay, she is elected their representative, right? We're not going to talk about all her irregularities, which are like crazy, marrying her brother. Okay, but when she goes to Congress, she's $40,000 in debt, but now she is worth $30 million. Corruption from the beginning, corruption to the end. Corruption is who she is.
Is this true? Somebody help me out. Is all of this true? Please comment down below what you guys know about Ilhan Omar. I'm very interested to do a deep search on this. We've been covering her on this channel for some time. That's one of the first times I've heard that story about her and the true and the real story of how she got here to begin with. Please let me know down in the comments, guys. I would love to know.